Hello students, let's move on to complex sentence. After simple sentence and after compound sentence, the main part we have to see is complex sentences. As we all know that in complex sentence there are two clauses. One which is main clause and the other which is subordinate clause or suppurative clause. A sentence with a main clause and one more supporting clauses is a complex sentence. Supporting clauses do not make sense or do not make the meaning of the sentence complete. And without a main clause in a sentence, because main clause has the major role to play for the completion of the meaning in the sentence. If there is only supporting clause, the meaning will not be completed. For that, we need main clause. For example, what you know. Miss, see, the example is I know what you don't know. So I know is the main clause. What you don't know is the supporting clause, right? Because meaning of the sentence will not be completed. So let's see. They do the work of an adjective or adverb or a noun in a complex sentences. This we are talking about subordinating or supportive clauses. For example is given. The boy who left the class is my brother. So in this sentence there are two clauses. One is the main clause, which is main clause over here, is my brother, is the main clause. The boy who left the class is a subordinate, what we can say subordinating sentence or supportive sentence, right? Here, who left the class? Right? See, in the above sentence, the boy who left the class is a supportive clause, while is my brother is the main clause. Right? Let's move on to the next slide. Yeah. A complex sentence is a sentence that contains an independent clause. Independent clause means main clause, or one or more dependent clauses means that is supporting or subordinative clauses. An independent clause can stand alone as a sentence, right? Because it's a main clause. But dependent clause, even though it has a subject and a verb, cannot stand alone because the meaning will not be completed. They will so it will need what main clause for the completion of the meaning. So here are some of the examples of complex sentence. Let's have some examples. Oh yes, before we move to examples, we can see this some of the conjunctions that are used in complex sentence. See the words like after, for example, uh, after the he went out to play after completion of homework, or after completing his homework he went out to play. So after completing his homework is the supportive clause or subordinating. He went out to play is the main clause. Okay. Since, although, so that, as, though, as if, till, as long as, unless, as though, until, because he was ill, he did not go for exam, or he could not attend the exam. When, before, whenever, even though, where, if you don't study, you will fail. It's like that. So many examples are there. Wherever Wherever I go, the dog follows me. Like that. Many examples we can give. Once, while, provided, whether. Right? So these are the words that can be used as a subordinating conjunctions, and the the clause which begins with these words is a subordinating clause or supportive clause. And so we can easily identify that whether the clause in a sentence begins with these sentences. These words is said to be subordinating sentence. Okay, subordinating clause in a complex sentence. Let's move on to some examples. Yes, she returned the computer after she noticed it was damaged. So, here in this sentence, which is the main clause? Can you tell me? She returned the computer after she noticed it was damaged. Which is the main clause over here? Can you tell? Can somebody tell me? Yes. Yes. Here, she returned the computer is the main clause after she noticed it was damaged. So here is the after is the coordinating conjunction or subordinating. Sorry. So after she noticed it was damaged is a what we can say subordinating conjunction, supportive conjunction. That's why we can easily identify this. This is a complex sentence. I know what you don't know. In this sentence, which is main clause? I know is the main clause. What you don't know is a supportive clause or subordinating clause, right? The man in red shirt is my friend. Which is the main clause here? Is my friend is the main clause. The man in red shirt is supportive clause. So in this way, we can learn complex sentence. We can easily identify that whether the clause is in what we can say is in complex sentence, right? Main whether which sentence is the main clause or which part of the sentence is the subordinating clause. So this is the way we can learn them. So we can have as many as examples. Many examples are available there. So we can study them. So in the next slide, we can have test on this. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.